the Atlantic Ocean, vast and unforgiving. A cold, grey expanse where danger lurked beneath the waves. Here, unseen, prowled the U-boats of the Kriegsmarine, Germany's deadly submarine fleet. These steel sharks, sleek and silent, were the hunters of the deep, their prey, the lifeblood of Britain, the convoys that crossed the Atlantic. For Germany, the U-boat war was a war of necessity. Outmatched on land and in the air, Germany's only hope of crippling the Allied war effort was at sea. By severing the vital supply lines that connected Britain to the United States, Germany hoped to starve the island nation into submission. The U-boats were the key to this strategy. The early months of the war saw the U-boats reap a terrifying harvest. Operating with deadly efficiency, they picked off Allied merchant ships with impunity. The shipping lanes became killing grounds, littered with the wreckage of torpedoed freighters and tankers. The losses were staggering, sending shockwaves through the Allied high command. The impact of the U-boat attacks was immediate and devastating. Britain, heavily reliant on imports, faced the very real prospect of starvation. Food, fuel, munitions and raw materials all were in desperately short supply. The British war effort was on the brink. The situation called for drastic measures. The Allies responded to the U-boat threat with a combination of determination and innovation. Recognizing the vulnerability of individual ships, they adopted the convoy system. Merchant ships, gathered into large groups, would sail together under the protection of naval escorts. These escorts, consisting of destroyers, corvettes and frigates, were tasked with detecting and destroying U-boats. The introduction of convoys marked a turning point in the Battle of the Atlantic. While U-boats still claimed victims, the losses were no longer sustainable. The escorts, armed with sonar and depth charges, proved to be formidable adversaries. Yet the U-boat threat was far from extinguished. The mastermind behind Germany's U-boat fleet was Admiral Karl Dönitz. A brilliant tactician, Dönitz recognized the limitations of attacking convoys individually. His solution, the Wolfpack tactic. Groups of U-boats operating in concert would stalk a convoy, shadowing it from afar. Then at night, they would attack en masse, overwhelming the escorts with a barrage of torpedoes. The Wolfpack tactic proved to be terrifyingly effective. Convoys, once thought to be relatively safe, found themselves under sustained and coordinated attack. The Battle of the Atlantic raged on, a brutal contest of wits and technology, courage and sacrifice. Section 5. The Wolfpack's Prowl. The Wolfpack tactic, while deadly, relied heavily on radio communication. U-boats needed to coordinate their attacks, share intelligence and receive orders from Dönitz's headquarters. To ensure secrecy, the Germans used sophisticated encryption machines, most notably the Enigma machine. The messages it produced were considered unbreakable. The Allies, however, were not entirely in the dark. At Bletchley Park, a top-secret facility in England, a team of brilliant codebreakers toiled tirelessly to break the Enigma code. Led by the enigmatic Alan Turing, they achieved what many thought impossible. Section 6. Cracking the Enigma. The breaking of the Enigma code was a turning point in the Battle of the Atlantic. With access to German naval communications, the Allies could anticipate U-boat movements, reroute convoys, and deploy their escorts with deadly precision. The hunters were now the hunted. The impact of the Enigma breakthrough was immediate and profound. U-boat losses soared, and the convoys, once vulnerable, now sailed with renewed confidence. The tide of the Battle of the Atlantic was turning. Section 7. Turning the tide. By 1943, the U-boat threat was waning. The combination of Allied air power, improved sonar technology, and the relentless pressure of the escorts had taken their toll. The once mighty U-boat fleet was crippled, its bases destroyed or captured, its crews decimated. The Battle of the Atlantic, however, came at a terrible cost. Thousands of Allied sailors and merchant seamen perished in the icy depths, victims of torpedo attacks, mines, and storms. Their sacrifice, however, secured the lifeline that sustained Britain and ultimately helped turn the tide of the war. Section 8. A Legacy in the Deep. The U-boat war was a testament to the courage and ingenuity of both sides. It was a battle fought in the shadows, a deadly game of cat and mouse played out on a vast and unforgiving ocean. The legacy of the U-boat war lives on, a reminder of the strategic importance of naval warfare, the sacrifices made in the name of freedom. The U-boats, once a symbol of terror, now rest on the seabed, silent witnesses to a conflict that forever changed the course of history. Their story is a reminder that even in the darkest depths, hope can prevail.